I'm Dana. Welcome to Tools and Tips to Owning Your Worth. Today we're going to talk about bandwidth. I'm going to introduce you to a new term that you may or may not have heard of before, and it is an essential understanding to your mental health, physical health, and vitality to understand your bandwidth. So, but before we start with that, thank you. Thank you to my subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. And welcome to those of you that are new and are giving this channel a try. I appreciate it very much. I hope that what we talk about today resonates, and if it does, please like the episode, and if it really resonates, feel free to subscribe. All comments are welcome. I appreciate that I'm getting more and more, and our little online community is growing. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So we're going to talk about bandwidth today, and there are some tools that I have to help you. First of all, understand what it is. That's going to be tool number one. And then number two, start to recognize when you're at maximum capacity and then ratchet it back so that you don't end up getting physically sick or emotionally and mentally drained. So the term bandwidth means that we each have a finite amount of energy, okay? And so if you think of yourself as a vessel, you have to expend energy for your job, you have to expend energy for each of your family members, you have to expend energy for yourself, for your friends, for your pets, for the things, life circumstances that come up, and then a few little odds and ends, okay? So what I'd like to help you to start to recognize is, because we have a finite amount of energy, we can run low or we can run almost completely out. In yoga, that's called your prana, and in Chinese medicine, it's called your qi, and it is a real thing. Like we've all had that bone tired where you're not just mentally tired, like you can't sleep and recover. It's that you're emotionally and energetically so drained that you have to recollect your energy. So tool number one is starting to recognize and understand bandwidth, that there's an actual name and that it is an actual thing, and it for certain is something that you should be taking into account when you're thinking about, why am I so tired, or why can't I concentrate, or why am I doing these things only halfway and then not being able to finish. All of those are examples of your bandwidth being completely full, which is the second piece of what I wanted to talk to you about today. Because our bandwidth is finite, it is definitely in our highest good and for our healing to recognize, number one, we have to have a portion of it for ourselves, for our healing, for our rejuvenation, for our reset. And if we're constantly saying yes, or if we have extended ourselves to way too many people, way too many situations, and way too many thoughts, there's no room left. We've used it all up. And what I'm going to invite you to do really is pay attention to your body, not your mind, with this one, because I'm tired, right? But then I'm so tired that I'm on the verge of tears. And if one more person asks me for anything, or even just talks to me or looks my direction, I might just crack. Okay, that's the indicator that you're well over your bandwidth. You do not have the capacity to continue living at the level that you are choosing to live at. Okay, which is why I wanted to bring it up. You know, we can go a lot of different directions once we start to understand your bandwidth, you know, and then you can start to understand like why you're overgiving, but that's another day. Today I just wanted to bring up the idea that we have a finite amount of energy that we are able to share with ourselves and others, and it would really benefit you to start to recognize it and maybe dissect where you're spending it. and in the hopes of managing it better and retaining enough for yourself so that you can stay in health. Thank you so much. I am really excited to hear the comments that come out of this one. And until next time, namaste.